Hey, this is just a quick video on something completely random that I found on Steam, and it really doesn't have anything to do with much of my videos. If you just want to watch some random visual novel and how I actually handled my first ever visual novel, just go ahead and watch. But, I mean, it doesn't really have anything to do with anything. So, feel free to skip it if you want. Okay, thanks.
Hey everyone, welcome to Without Within. It's one of them visual anime manga things. I mean, it was on Steam. It was on free to play. And I've never actually experienced one of these before, so let's begin. Vinity, 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 Vinity. The chants of my fans echoed through the door in front of me. One of my two bodyguards wrapped his hand around the doorknob. Please prepare yourself, Miss Vinity. Once I open this door, we'll all head straight for a limo. The guard had no reason to fret. I had long since grown used to these crowds. Still, I nodded to put him at ease. After taking a deep breath, he pushed the door open. So kawaii! A crowd of hundreds raised their cameras as soon as I stepped out. My guards waved their arms to shoo them away. This red carpet was for me to walk on after all. I blew a kiss for these starstruck peasants. Oh God.
Miss Vinity, please let us hurry,
my bodyguard said. Too bad for him, I strutted along like a model on a catwalk. A group of reporters managed to worm through the crowd. They now tiptoed over my bodyguards in hopes of scoring that exclusive. Vinity, how does it feel to have won another Calligrapher of the Year award? A reporter asked me. Before I could answer, another dozen people shouted over each other, hoping for my attention. Vinity, may I get a photo with you? Can you sign some autographs for my kids and two for me, of course? I can't believe I'm standing with both of them today. My fans stamped their dirty shoes all over the red carpet. Finally, my bodyguards pulled out their pepper sprays to keep these fans in check. A young male reached in my direction, despite having a spray aimed at his face. Rather admirable for a peasant. I extended a hand for this male fan to kiss. Unfortunately for him, he fainted at the sight of my perfectly polished nails. Oh God. I reached my limousine. I reached my limousine at last. My bodyguard opened the door for me, and as I climbed in, my trailing fans snapped as many photos as they could.
Miss Vinity, Miss Vinity,
the crowd chanted as my car window pulled up. How odd. They never referred to me as Miss. Oh, my graceful presence must have been too much for their sanity. These poor things.
Miss Vinity, Miss Vinity.
Dots. More ellipses. Oh. I had fun while it lasted. At least I got to ride in a limousine for a good 30 seconds. In real life, my only registered vehicle was, well, my 10-year-old bicycle. My apartment had no space for a car anyway. You were dreaming. Actually, this single room has cracked walls might be an insult to the word apartment. Pull up these curtains for a spectacular $1 view featuring a sewage pipe and a wall tainted with yellow. Just open the window if you wish to smell the sewage as well. A breathtaking experience. By the way, sorry, I need to take back that one room thing. This place actually has 2 rooms, thank you very much. The second room happened to be a toilet. It still counted, right? The toilet clogged 3 times a month, so be careful when using it.
Miss Vinity, Miss Vinity.
I was right. A woman's voice echoed from outside. She was no fan, but rather my landlady. I glanced over my clock, 6 a.m. Waiting another hour or 2 could have been nice. She probably just wanted to tell me about another rent rise. Nothing good ever came out of that woman's mouth. I'd be better off staying in bed. But the woman... I gotta get up. Coming as soon as I changed into something more appropriate. The landlady still kept knocking. I said I was coming, did I not? Maybe I should walk out naked as if it was what she dug. If it were a game, we might get a sale boost too. Lol.
Good morning, Miss Vinity, the landlady said. I must ask what's with the hair. It looks like you just woke up.
It's like 6 a.m. That's because I did.
It's a waste for young ladies like you to sleep away your youth.
The landlady shook her head. She had no right to preach me like this. I wanted to tell her about decided against it. As doing so would give her an excuse to lecture me further. With her size, if I enraged her, she would squash me into Vinity-flavored pancake.
Miss Vinity, your next rent was due 3 days ago.
Oh, well, at least there was no rent increase. So sorry, madam, my next paycheck will come after tonight's shift, so I'll pay you first thing tomorrow morning. The landlady grunted.
Alright. Just know if this keeps up, you'll have to find somewhere else to live.
Ugh. She spun around to leave. When she disappeared behind the corridor, I kicked my door shut, causing a piece of my crack wall to fall off. I tried shoving the piece back into place. My effort resulted in more wall fragments flaking off. Great. The landlady would make me pay for that next month once I became an accomplished calligrapher. She would beg for a chance to shine my shoe. Yeah, I sounded a bit ranty before, but this was never my intention. A lot of famous people had humble beginnings. I would follow in their footsteps, but first I need to put in the work. What? Without within. That looks like it was drawn in Sketchbook Pro. And so I returned to the busiest street in my area, with my calligraphy spread before me. I sat on the concrete and rested my back against the fence. Car horns blared behind me, mixed with people shouting things at each other's mothers. Okay. These cars kept expelling fumes that made me choke. Just one of the many things I dealt with in the name of art. Pedestrians took up almost every inch of space in the street ahead. Surely this would be the day when somebody spotted my talent. Ellipses. A lot more ellipses. Oh my god, so many more. Oh, okay, it's over. As always, no one afforded me anything more than a passing glance, and my will soon dwindled. Let me be honest, I never expected to be showered with praise by every head who passed here. What was that old saying? 10% of the people you reach out to will buy your work. I could live with that. Even just 1%. Please, anything but 0. I wanted to scream at these people. They had no idea how much sweat I poured into these calligraphies. It looked like just paintings of letters. Look at that. Why would you... This means... That looks like, hang on, I can do this. This looks like a bedroom. I don't remember, though. I know one of these stands for... That's a moon. That's a moon right there. And that's the beginning of Watashi and mostly every single one of those crazy things. I don't know if this is Japanese or Chinese. I'm gonna say it's Japanese because that one looks like... Yeah, okay. That actually looks familiar. I know that kanji. I used to. Back when I was in school. You know what? Should I persevere? Should I rant? Jeez, this is gonna be a tough decision. You know what? We can persevere. I decided to keep these displeasures to myself. People often said patience would be rewarded. I wonder if my patience would ever become worthwhile. Just as I thought this, a man paused to look at my calligraphies. He had a bucket of fried chicken in his hand. The smell made my mouth water. As the man eyed my works one by one, I felt my cheeks heating up from anticipation. At last, someone who spared more than a moment with my works. This must be my reward. The timing could hardly be more perfect. I summoned the courage to speak with the man, but he spoke first. You're charging for these? I managed a tiny nod. The man snorted. I would never hang these on a wall, even if you gave them to me for free. Seriously, this is the most shameless display I've ever seen. Trolls online were one thing. Confronting one in real life was a rarity. Judging from the man's scrawny arms, I bet I could overpower him with ease. Then he would know just how big of a blunder he made. Nah, brah. No, it's not. It's not you. No. Folks always said to ignore trolls. I clenched my teeth and stayed put. You know, I'm starting to feel like this is... I don't know, I'm getting a hunch. I'm not gonna announce it, but I'm getting a hunch. I clenched my teeth and stayed put. After chuckling in my face, the man strutted off, determined to prove him wrong. I continued to sit and wait for potential customers. Another 1,000 people walked by without sparing me. A look lingering here any longer would be a waste of time. As I packed my thing, I insisted I was leaving because my part-time job started in an hour. Deep inside, I knew the man's words had rocked my confidence. Giving up on calligraphy would mean I had wasted all this time over nothing. Yet if I lacked the gift of persevering, it might make things work. Tears welled in my eyes as I clenched my fist to hold them back. Speaking of tears, I heard a kid crying with the crowd. It looked like he had a lost child on their hands. Some pedestrians shouted him glances, but none of them offered more than that. These really were horrible people. To cheer myself up, I told myself I would never want my calligraphies to be owned by people like that. I should help the kid, but the woman, that would mean being late for my job. Aw, poor kid needs help. You're not one of them. You go help that kid. If I judged others for abandoning a child, then did the same myself, I would be a jerk and hypocrite. With a sigh, I walked up to the boy. There, it's okay. Did you lose Mummy? Mummy. The boy was sobbing too hard to answer. I leaned in and stroked his back with one hand and his head with the other. Let me know if you lost Mummy, okay? I'll help you find her, so there's no need to be scared. The kid managed to nod at last, and I whispered, good boy, in his ear. What's your mummy's name? Hungry. name is Hungry? The boys told me to growl, and I realized what he meant. Oh, well, how about I buy you a sandwich? The kid shook his head. I want ice cream. Kid, ice cream is more of a dessert, actually. I want ice cream. And so ice cream it was. One for him and one for me. The money came out of my pocket, of course. My poor wallet. At least this kid could have eaten the whole thing rather than let half of it melt on his shirt. Jesse, the boy said. That's Mummy's name. Jesse. James. I called as I strode along the street. Now people stared at me more than ever. Enough to make me blush, in fact. Maybe I should try shouting Jesse at random next time I sold my calligraphies. The sky turned orange as time trickled by. Yes, I knew my shift started a half hour ago. Stop reminding me. A woman squeezed through the crowd and scurried towards us. She ran past a red light, nearly getting hit by a truck in the process. Mummy! The boy shook free of my hold and rushed into his mother's embrace. After muttering apologies to her son, the woman gazed toward me. Oh, thank you so much for your help. You're wonderful, just wonderful. The torrent of praises curled my lips into a stupid grin. Anyone would have done the same thing. Not really. Please, if there's anything I can do in return, just let me know, the mother said. Actually, there is something I need help with. The mother nodded. Anything in my power, miss. Which way back to the train station? This is more stuff about... Yeah. The sky had gone dark by the time I arrived at work. I opened the restaurant door gingerly to avoid making any noise. Stealth mode switched on. They called me Ninja Vinity for a reason. Miss Vinity! The voice of my boss nearly made me jump onto the ceiling fan. Sorry I'm late. I wanted to explain, but my boss glared at me and my tongue slurred out a bunch of syllables. An explanation was in there somewhere, probably, maybe. I received an earful from my boss, but at least I got to keep my job. Several colleagues shot me frowns for not being here during such a busy period. In the end, I took all the blame without complaint. Well, at one point I locked myself inside the toilet and screamed into the bowl. Why? Whatever. I also might or might not have been fantasized about dunking my workmates' heads into the toilet. That was for me alone to know, though. Okay. At least I earned the paycheck needed to keep my landlady quiet for another month. As for a month after that, well, we would see when the time came. All I wanted was to pursue my art, but reality kept pressing me forward, finding a second job. Dear Lord. On my way home, I spotted a banner for an upcoming visual novel named Princess Aria. The game had long been hyped on every form I knew. Amazing art, along with a cast of famous voice actors. The writer and composer were big names, too. Oh, this is giving me a huge hunch! Princess Aria to have an ad this big, there must be a lot of money for being behind the project. Or, money put behind the project. The way the banner hung high gave me a sense it was extra important. Bright lights shone above on the princess's face to impress potential players. Yes, that was what I really needed. If I had a banner like that, no doubt people would line up to buy my calligraphy. I could already imagine how folks would react as I walked along the streets. Hey, I think that was Vinity. Wow, no way, you mean that famous calligrapher I see on all those banners? Yeah, she must be really good. Maybe we should ask for her autograph. My agent would then step in and speak on my behalf. Please line up in an orderly fashion, everyone. How much for an autograph? Shut up and take my money. Oh, the hunch is getting even bigger. It swells. My agent nodded in response. Autographs are available for $100. Thanks. What the fuck? That would be $100 thanks, the game shop owner says. Princess Aria costs twice what I predicted. If I bought the game, I would have too little left for rent. I opened my wallet hoping I might have more cash on hand than I realized. Turned out I had less, actually. I hung my head and the storekeeper sighed. His arch brows pressured me into buying a game. I did ride 3 trains to get here. Might as well pick up something, I told the shopkeeper how much money I had, and he shook his head. The store owner pulled out a different game from under the table. He brushed the dust on it so I could see the cover. The title read, Sunflower War. Some visual novel about the battlefield. Copyright 1997, the bottom read. No wonder it was so cheap. Art by Invert Mouse. Who the heck was that? I'm so... Okay. The front cover would fit perfectly in a kindergarten classroom. I flipped the case to see what was highlighted on the back. The game supported up to 640 by 480 resolution. Just like this one! Truly the pinnacle of technology. The shopkeeper grimaced. He must have sensed I wanted to say no. His stare made my palms stained with sweat. I ended up buying the game. Dealing with folks like that always been a weakness of mine, reminding me to never visit the store again. That's how GameStop be. More sketchbook stuff. With heavy strides, I returned... I should probably save. There we go. With heavy strides, I returned to my apartment. 0 calligraphy sales, late for work, and with rent. Topped up by blowing cash on some game I had no interest in. What I really wanted to play was Princess Aria, forcing myself to suffer anything else would just upset me further. Play games. You're good. I did spend money on Sunflower more, might as well give it a go. The day left me pretty drained, so this relic of a game would go do a good job putting me to sleep. I switched on my laptop and inserted the disc, which I partly hoped would fail to load from old age. Too bad it worked just fine. No doubt a lot of people were loving Princess Aya right now. Meanwhile, here I was enjoying this 640 by 480 godsend. No voice acting either. These illustrations look like they were done by a child. I'd be better off closing my eyes and imagining my own artworks. The grass reached up to our knees as I read along. I painted an image of the scene in my head. The plants rustled as we waded through. We paused once every few steps, fearing there might be snakes hiding among the bushes. Somehow, we managed to survive the evening. The sun surged from beyond the horizon, outlining the earth with an orange glow. Slowly, the blue sky emerged and vanquished the darkness that haunted us. Oh, this is looking nicer every time. As light bathed the soil, I found myself in a field of sunflowers. I had imagined this place to look far more terrifying, but anxiety had merely been playing tricks on me. I drew a deep breath to savor the morning fragrance. In the distance, birds chirped as if applauding our survival. I could see it, not only that, but touch, hear, and smell too. An experience crafted by my imagination. The image rivaled the strokes of any artist, and it belonged to me alone. This fulfillment inspired me to take things further. Why do you have a pot on your head? The blasts of gunfire deafened us as we dove behind the wall. A bullet whizzed past the tip of my helmet. Sam had passed his helmet onto me with her dying breath. Passed this helmet onto me with her dying breath. I would carry on her legacy. So there were women in World War II. Okay, whatever, I don't care. The desert heat pinched sweat from every pore. I desperately wanted to empty this water bottle down my throat, but with no help in sight, I must conserve every drop. Joe's eyes closed. This time, never to reopen. Despite our promise to survive together, only I managed to live. How I wish I could take her place. I finished reading Sunflower War right as the clock struck 3 a.m. How so many people have missed this classic left me dumbfounded. Yeah, it's probably because it's a classic game. Actually, that would be a lie, as I too had every intention of tossing this game aside. I kept demanding excitement without offering an ounce of passion in return. If I played my part, I might be able to discover so much more. As Sunflower Wars credits rolled, I realized just how small the development group was. The team probably knew they stood no chance against the bigger studios, yet they still did their best with data technology to deliver a version they believed in. Hunch keeps growing! The happiness that they felt working on the project poured out of every line in this game. I could gaze right into their hearts. Heart. The thing I had long neglected. So edgy. Calligraphy. Mummy. Daddy. Vanity, what is it, darling? Look, it's a calligraphy. Honey, it's calligraphy. But that's great. I think you have a lot of talent. Hehehe. This is so much fun, I'm going to become a calligrapher. I had forgotten the last time I found joy in calligraphy. Every stroke these days felt like a grocery chore. All I obsessed over was how much, or rather how little, people paid attention to my efforts. My works no longer possessed heart, and I failed to notice it. Time to do something about that. I could hardly wait to start. After all, I chose this path because I loved it. Okay. Let's do this. Okay! There's just an okay up there. I do that every time I save. Hang on. Okay! Awesome. Okay. The next day I ventured outside with a new set of calligraphies. Though I made no sales thus far, I still found myself beaming. That might explain why some people smiled back. Perhaps it was the weather, but I swore everyone felt warmer today. Mummy, there she is, the ice cream lady. The boy dragged his mother in my direction. It was that kid that I helped out yesterday. The mother and I exchanging nods. Honey, this lady has a name. It's rude to call her the ice cream lady. The sweetie man. What's her name then? Oh my, well, sorry, what is it? It's Vinity. The mother slapped her boy in the back. See, her name is Miss Vinity. She just... It's Vinity! Never mind. What? Why did it... Did it go back? Whoa, how did that... Never mind. Whoa. What? What? It... Oh, this is to save. Why is there another save file right there? Hang on a second. Hold up a minute. See, that's in Japanese. I never even made that. Okay. You know what? I don't even care. I don't even care. Mummy, can we buy one of these doodles from the ice cream lady? Doodle must be another word for the top of the line configularly. Yes, calligraphy. No other explanation could restrain me from shaking the brain out of this boy. My name was nowhere inside that little brain anyway. The mother checked her wallet and her face scrunched up, as mine often did. All good, madam. And I knew how it felt living on the edge of being homeless. Please, 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 the boy nagged on. This showed why I would never have kids. The mother relented at last and bought one of my works. Guess the boy wanted to repay my kindness. I gave his hair a ruffle as thanks. After flashing his missing tooth with a grin, he pulled his mother back into the crowd. At least I scored better marks than yesterday. Another man strolled towards me. Wow, I was on a roll now. Hard on my side, my fame and fortune had arrived. Clean my shoes, peasants. Hey, it's you again, the man said. Oh, the troll from yesterday. I calmed my thoughts to avoid causing a scene. Maybe the guy came back to apologize. Even a creep like him must know how rude it had been. Yes, my aura had cleansed him of all evil thoughts. Go on, empty your wallet into my greatness. Wow, these are new scribbles. They're even worse than the ones you bought last time. That's just the face of just, I will destroy you. More and more. Crazy Calligrapher dubstep remix with original. Somehow I had turned into an internet celebrity. Top comment. Damn, snap. Wow, she went full crazy lol. Triangle mouth at 7 seconds. Illuminati. She'd be like, why you no buy? Ha ha ha. More like this might be a good time to look for the second job. Comments 102. Jesus. Oh, so kawaii. Oh, so kawaii. Why would I... Oh, that's it. Thank you for playing. Wait. That's it? That's the game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is Without Within. I guess I didn't get famous enough to become calligrapher. And yeah. I guess. That's all. So I will leave a calligraphy. Yeah. I didn't expect it to end so soon. I was like, oh, maybe I could pull like a, maybe go on a little bit longer, but I guess not. I guess for free, it's good. It's an okay game for one of them mangas. So go give the developers some like and subscribe. Now, my whole point of this was there were a couple things that I thought that it related to a topic that was kind of touchy, but it swelled and swelled and swelled, and I guess it never actually came true. So no worries about that. You probably know what I'm talking about if you can take the subtle hints from it. But anyways, that is all, and I will see you in the next video, or wherever I might be. It's probably going to be another Let's Play, because that's what I'm turning the channel into. But fear not, there is always more to come. Goodbye, everyone. Have a nice day, or morning, or night, or if you're up at like 3 a.m. and you're watching this and you're really bored and you found that part of YouTube, I'm sorry. You should go watch another video. Anyways, goodbye!